Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Longest Date, Life as a Wife, by Cindy Chupack. Performed by Cindy Chupack and Ian Wallach.
Introduction. I've always been a romantic. When I was single, I slept only with men I believed I could marry. That would be admirable except for one detail. I slept with a lot of men. A lot. I'm not going to tell you the exact number because my parents might read this book, and they certainly don't need to know the tally. And also, I don't know it. Don't judge me. I was single for a long time. Alcohol was often involved. I didn't keep a guest book by my bed, so yes, some names were lost along the way. The point is not my incomplete sexual history, okay? It's the more troublesome issue that every time there was a man inside of me, there was also a voice inside of me saying, "This might be the man I marry." Clearly, I knew nothing about the reality of marriage, or hormones. I'm not sure which was more dangerous, my casual attitude towards sex or my delusions of love, but one led to the other in a decade-long binge of salty and sweet, horny and hopeful. Finally, after enough relationship wreckage to fill a book, the Between Boyfriends book, 2 magazine columns, and 5 seasons of Sex and the City, at the age of 38, I found a guy I absolutely did not want to marry, and of course he's the guy I wound up marrying. I'm not saying I settled. I'm saying I met a wildly attractive, interesting, smart, funny guy who had so many red flags, many of which he voluntarily and repeatedly waved in my face, that I told my coworkers at Sex and the City, "Do not let me fall for this one," and that's when they say they knew that I would do precisely that. We'd all seen the romantic comedies. We'd drank the Kool-Aid. Hell, we were making the Kool-Aid. So it was hilariously predictable that, like every other rom-com heroine, I found my happy ending when I least expected it. Music up, wedding montage, cue credits. Or not. Turns out, happily ever after is the epitome of lazy writing. Maybe fictional characters live happily ever after, but for the non-fictional rest of us, the story continues, with a lot more complexity, and in a way, marriage winds up being the longest date ever. And however much we think we know how to do dating, on this date, you can't decide not to see him again because you're tired of hearing him talk about cheese, for example. You have to try to work things out, or at least appear to try, and as it turns out, I was completely unprepared for this job. I got married at 40, despite my lobbying efforts to move the wedding up a month so I would still be 39. I remember complaining to friends that, because of my age...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?